Hi, my name is Lindsay, and I'm a public services librarian here at Palos Heights Public Library. Today, I am going to introduce you to the Libby app. We'll be walking through the basic features of Libby, and I'll be demonstrating most of these features so that we can practice together. We won't really be using much of this PowerPoint because I'll be doing lots of live demonstration, but it's helpful as notes. So I will be happy to email it to anybody who wants it after you view this recording. You can see my email address at the end of this presentation. You can just contact me and I will be able to email it to you. So what is Libby? Libby is an app that allows library users to borrow ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines, and it is compatible with e-readers like the Kindle. Downloading the app. This is something that I cannot demonstrate right now because I'm on a PC, but it's fairly simple. If you have an iOS device like an iPhone or an iPad, you're going to go to your Apple App Store, which looks like this, and you will search the term Libby. If you're on an Android device, you'll do the same in your Google Play Store, and the app looks like this. Amazon Fire tablet, same search term in your Amazon App Store, which looks like this. And if you are downloading the app, the Libby app logo looks like this, a little figure reading a book. So that's what you're looking for. If you're like me and you're on a PC, Windows, Mac, or Chromebooks, a computer, you don't need to download anything. You will go to libbyapp.com by opening your web browser, so either Firefox, Edge, Chrome, Safari, whichever you prefer to get online, and just type in libbyapp.com. Signing in with your library, I'm going to quickly share my screen. So the first thing that Libby is going to ask you is, do you have a library card? You do need a library card to use Libby. You cannot use Libby without one. If you're on this page on libbyapp.com or on the app on your device and you click not yet, then it's just going to prompt you to contact your library about getting a library card. Um, but I'm going to assume that everybody viewing this has a card. So I'm going to click yes, I have a library card. And it's going to ask you to find your library. There's a couple of ways to do this. You can have Libby guess your library using location services, or you can search for a library. I recommend searching because it's a little easier and it tends to be more accurate. So I'm going to click search for a library. And you can type in the name of your town. You can type in a zip code. I'm just going to type in Palos Heights. And if you see Media on Demand, Palos Heights Public Library, you're in the right spot. So I'm going to click here. This is my library. And it's going to prompt me to sign in with my card. And if your screen looks a little bit different from mine, if you're on the app, don't worry. The process is essentially the same. So I'm going to click sign in with my card. And it's going to ask me again which library I am a member of. So I'm going to click Palos Heights. And I'm going to type in my library card number. And your library card number is on the back of your card. It's beneath the barcode, and you're going to type in the full number with no spaces. And then you can either hit enter or click next. And it's going to ask for your PIN. Your PIN defaults to the last 4 digits of your phone number that's connected to your card. So if you try that and it doesn't work, that means that you've changed your PIN at some point. So if you don't remember what it is, then you would need to contact the library and we can help you set up your PIN. It's a quick process. But I know that mine is the last 4 digits of my phone number, so I'm going to go and type that in. And I can either hit enter or click sign in. Okay, so it's showing me this is my card. This is the card that I have connected to Libby now. So I'm going to click next. And what it brings you to is the library page. And it's going to ask you one more question. It's going to ask if you read with Kindle. If you already have a Kindle and it's set up and you're ready to read with Kindle using the Libby app, you can click yes, I read with Kindle. Otherwise, you can skip. And I'm going to skip for now because I'd like to show you later on in this tutorial how to set up Libby with Kindle later on if you decide to get a Kindle at another time. So I'm going to click skip. And this is your library page. This is kind of a preview of some of the things that your library owns that you can access through Libby. This is really good for browsing. If you're not sure what you want to check out, you can see which books and audiobooks and magazines are in our system. But I'm going to assume that many of you already know what you want to read. And to find something specific, you need to do a search. So in order to do a search, you're going to come down to this bottom navigation bar and you're going to click the magnifying glass icon. The magnifying glass will bring you to the search. So at any point, if you're on any page on Libby and you want to get back to the search, you're going to click that magnifying glass. So you can see it's brought up a search bar here at the top. And let's say that I love James Patterson. So I'm going to search his name. You can search authors or book titles, but I'm just interested in seeing what's on Libby by James Patterson. And he's pretty popular, so his name autofills. So I'm going to click James Patterson. And now this is showing me everything by James Patterson that is in the system on Libby. So the way you can tell if something is available is when you look next to the book cover. If it says place hold, that means it's not available at the moment and you will have to wait, just like a physical book. If it says borrow, that means that it's something that you can borrow today. I am only interested in seeing what's available right now immediately. I don't want to wait for a book and I don't want to see any of these audiobooks. I only want to see books on Libby and I only want to see what's available now. So in order to do that, I need to go to the filters. And the filters are located in this light green box at the top with the three bars. So I'm going to click here and this is going to bring up the filter menu. And you can see there's several filters that you can use. You can sort by relevance, how popular something is, date added, release dates, format. Let's say I only want to see books. I'm going to click books. And at any time, if you need to get rid of a filter, you can click the X next to it. And you see it's no longer highlighted in purple, which means that I've gotten rid of that filter. But I do want books. I want to use that filter. I want to see what's available now. So I'm going to click this available now filter. And then there's a few more filters that may be helpful to you later on. Date added, audience, general content is going to bring you to just general books for adults, juvenile, young adult. That's helpful if you have kids or grandkids who visit and you want to set them up on your Libby. You can filter by subject, language, type of file, etc. But for now, I just want these two filters. So I'm going to go up to this green box to show me the results of my filter search. So I'll click there. And now everything has borrow next to it. So everything here is available right now. Another cool thing about the search function in Libby is that if you aren't sure about a book, you can always click the book cover and it's going to bring up some helpful information. So I clicked on this James Patterson title, 23 and a Half Lies. And the first thing that I see is that I've borrowed this before. So this box is going to come up and show you if you have borrowed something before. So that's a good way to decide if you don't want to reread something. You can also see a brief summary here. You can see some genre information, and there's some publishing information at the bottom as well. I can borrow this book from this page, but just for the sake of consistency, I'm going to go back to my search. And to go back at any point, you're going to click this arrow up here in the corner. That's always your back button on Libby. So I'll go back. And let's say I do want to borrow 23 and a half lies. So I'm just going to click borrow. And it's going to show me I can borrow it for 14 days. I'm fine with that. So I'm going to click borrow. And now I have a couple of options. I can start reading it now. I can keep browsing, or I can go to my shelf. And I actually am going to click go to shelf because that's the next thing that I would like to show you. So this is your shelf. This is going to show you your holds and your loans on Libby. If at any point you need to get back to the shelf, you're just going to click this stack of books at the bottom navigation bar here. So the stack of books will get you back to the shelf each time. So up here at the top, I can see I have 4 loans. I have one book on hold, and you can click these and it'll show you more information about those. You can also scroll down and see what you have checked out currently. Quick note about these items is I know that you all saw that borrowing time of 14 days. Items on Libby do renew like regular items, but if someone has a hold on the title, then it will not renew. If an item in Libby can be renewed, you will be able to renew it a few days before the due date. But again, if someone else has that title on hold, then you would not be able to renew it. So with that, I would like to demonstrate placing a hold. So I'm going to click the magnifying glass icon to go back to the search, and I'm going to get rid of this available now filter. It's going to ask me if I want to remove it. I do. Okay, so now I can see some things that I can place on hold. So let's say I want to read The House of Cross. I'm willing to wait for it. So I'm going to click up here where it says place hold. And it's going to tell me about how long I'll have to wait for this book. This is approximate, but I'm okay with 6 weeks. So I'm going to click place hold. And now I have a few options. I can read a sample, I can keep browsing, I can look at similar titles, or I can go to my shelf. And I am, again, going to go back to my shelf so that I can demonstrate sending a book to Kindle. So right now, I don't have preferences set to read from a Kindle or from Libby. So I will have the option to do both each time I read a book. So now I'm on my shelf. If I go to something that I've checked out, right next to it, it's going to say read with. So I'm going to click read with, and it's going to ask me, do I want to read it with Kindle or do I want to read it with Libby? So let's assume that I want to read this book with my Kindle. So I'm going to click Kindle, and this is going to bring me to Amazon. I'm already signed into my Amazon. You might not be. So once you click read with Kindle, you might be prompted to sign in with your email address and your password. But otherwise, if you're already signed in to Amazon, then what you'll be looking for to get this book onto your Kindle is this yellow button up here. You'll click it, get library book. It's the same with returns. If you're ready to return a book, it's going to bring you to this page again, and you will click this small blue text down here where it says return it now. But I'm ready to send it to my Kindle. So I'm going to click get library book. And it says, thanks. It's going to be delivered the next time Kindle for web sync. So the next time my Kindle device is on the Wi-Fi. So I'm done with Amazon. I'm going to close out of here. And items automatically return, but you can choose to return them early. So, like I said before, you're going to get sent to that Amazon page to return. And to do that, you're going to click Manage Loan, and you can click Return Early, and it's going to take you back to that Amazon page, and you will click the option to return the title. All right, one last thing I would like to show you is the menu. And you can access the menu by coming down to the bottom navigation bar and clicking these 3 lines here. And this is going to bring up a few different options. Under your library, you can manage your cards. So if you get a new card or you join a new library, you can add your new card or get rid of an old one here. Under settings, you can manage your notifications. Read books with, this is how you're going to set your preferences, whether you want to read with Kindle or Libby. So if I click under settings, read books with, I can choose if I want to read with Kindle every time. And that way, when I'm on my shelf, it's not going to ask me what I want to read my books with. It's going to prompt me to send my book to Kindle through Amazon each time. So if I want to read with my Kindle always, I can click here. If I want to read with Libby on this device always, I can click Libby. If I have no preference, I can just keep it here, and that'll be indicated by the star next to it. That'll tell you what you've chosen as your preference. I'm going to go back. And a few more options here. Under your information, you can back up your data. You can copy your data to another device. I do not recommend resetting everything. If you really run into trouble with Libby, there's a couple of options for help. So under this help and support menu, contact your library. This is going to give you our contact information. This how can we help bar, you can search a help topic like Kindle and click that magnifying glass there, and that'll bring you some help articles related to whatever you need help with. You can also go to the Libby help site by clicking the help site key. If you have any other questions about Libby, or if you want this presentation emailed to you, you can email me at this email address and I will send you the slides. Otherwise, for help with Libby, you can visit help.libbyapp.com. You can also call or visit the public services desk at any time, and we'll be happy to help you with Libby. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great day.